Hey everyone, Senrai here. Today I'm going to be watching a video by Gigguk. I believe it's called Trying to Understand the Fate series. And Fate, I don't know too much about the Fate series. My introduction to it was the visual novel, like way back in the day, like I want to say 2014-ish. But, I was still pretty new to visual novels at the time, so pretty overwhelmed by the sheer amount of text and world building and lore and characters. A lot really overwhelming stuff, but also very cool. You could definitely see, even back then, how far you could stretch this if you wanted to like really flesh out the world. Really cool stuff. I haven't delved too much into Fate after that. I watched the Fate Zero anime, which is also really good, and the Ilia focused spinoff, Prisma Ilia, something like that, also really good. So the few Fate things I have consumed, I have really liked. You know, I do know there's a lot more though, like a lot more. And if you want to expand it into like the overall Nasu verse, it gets even more messy and complicated. So I can understand it being hard to understand. So this skit here, I think it kind of delves into that. Probably someone struggled to try to understand it. So it'll be interesting to see how much, if at all, this helps me understand it. Probably not too much, but we'll see what I get out of it. But it should be funny. It's been a long time since I've actually reacted to a Gigguk video on the channel. I think the last one was like a Nagatoro-san focused one. But yeah, I'm curious about this, so let's just jump on in and see how it goes. The Fate fandom.
Hi.
Oh,
Can I?
that's a cool shirt. Saiyajin, like
I
Dragon Ball Z.
was interested in the Fate franchise, and I heard I could come here for more information. Oh well, come on in.
I'm sure you came. I'm sure you came to the right place.
We're always looking for new fans to join our cause, so we're here to make things as easy.
And I will pause as necessary if you want to
You can
talk for a
ask
second.
me any question. Okay, so where do I start? Hey,
Reasonable question. Why?
is there
I mean, the obvious place to start would be the visual novel, right? Is that like controversial in the Fate fandom?
not beginning? Do you want the long version or the short version? The short version. So in the beginning there was Fate Stay Night, which is a visual
Yes.
novel with three different routes. Fate, Unlimited Blade,
Yeah, Unlimited Works and Heaven's Feel, yeah.
played out in that exact order. Now the Fate route has been adapted once by Studio Dean in 2006 as
Which I never watched. I heard that was bad. Never watched that.
an anime series. Unlimited Blade Works has been adapted twice, once by Studio Dean as a movie and once by Ufotable as a full series.
That I think I did watch. I think it had a second season though that I never got around to. But Ufotable, they do good stuff. So what I did see of them was definitely good too.
Who are also adapting Heaven's Feel, but only as a trilogy of movies, only of which one
Yeah,
is out
have-
at the moment.
have not
So
seen
you're
that.
Going to give me the short version. This is
This
the
is-
short version. So technically speaking,
It is a short
Heaven's
version, yes.
2016 adaptation is the beginning and serves as a good introduction to the world. Okay, so why can't I just start with that? Because it's shit. Oh, yeah.
You don't want to be a filthy casual, man. Read the damn visual novel.
In terms of mainline adaptations, only the ones by Ufotable are worth watching, but you can't start with Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works because that spoils Fate Zero. What's
Right.
Fate Zero?
The prequel.
Well, it's just a prequel that takes place before Fate Stay Night and serves as a good introduction to the world of Fate. Alright, so I'll just
It
start
does.
with Fate Zero. Well, no, because Fate Zero
Yeah.
spoils Fate
Yeah,
Stay Night.
I knew where he was going with that. Yeah.
Wait, so in other
'Cause you're gonna
words,
get
Fate
spoilers,
Stay Night spoils
you know,
Fate Zero,
no matter where you start from, really.
Zero spoils Fate Stay Night. Yep, that makes no sense. That's why you should just read the visual novel, alright?
Exactly.
Around 100 hours. That's a pretty big commitment. Just read the visual novel. But I don't have 100 hours. Read the visual novel.
If it's important to you, man, you'll find the time. Read the damn visual novel. 100 hours is nothing. Skip work.
I just like... Read the fucking visual novel!
You can't make it any more clear than that.
I can never agree with myself anyway. Oh,
That sounds like any fandom to me.
Everything, right?
Sweet summer child.
No. There's more? Do you want the long
There's
version
more.
or the short version?
Because he hasn't even mentioned the Ilia spinoff yet.
Sure. Well, you see, you have Fate Hollow Atraxia, which is a continuation of Fate Stay Night, but only exists in visual novel form.
Yeah, I have not read that.
Now, you also have Fate's Prototype, which is a reimagining of the whole Fate Stay Night
Or
events,
that.
but only in a one-episode OVA form.
I know there's more, man.
So that's now Fate Apocrypha takes place in a completely alternate universe, and this includes.
I did watch a little bit of the anime
And
of that.
Of course, there's the Fate Extraverse, which is another alternate universe, and this includes 3 games: Fate Extra Triple C, and Fate.
And they just, like, all have Saber on them, don't they?
Have one anime adaptation in Fate Extra Last Encore. Okay, so I'm guessing the only connection with all of these is that blonde chick with the sword.
Her name
You
is
mean
Saber.
Yes? No, they're totally different characters.
Yeah, I
Well, you see,
mean,
the original
you
Saber is
clearly
meant
see
to
they
be King
slightly look
Arthur, and
different.
Fate Law is actually a woman. Now, these other Sabers aren't actually King Arthur. They're completely different characters who also happen to be women and also happen to be in the Saber class.
It's a hell of a coincidence, but yeah, it tracks.
Okay, so you're saying that this isn't the original Saber?
She's
Nope.
cute though.
This? That's right. And everyone
Okay,
here?
that to be fair, that one didn't even look that much like
And
Saber.
these two Sabers are also different from...
Yeah, I think I want to say the one on the right was from Fate Apocrypha, which, like I said, I watched some of, but it's hard to say because it looked fairly similar.
No. You see, one's red saber and the other one is
Saber of red.
red.
Okay, this
Get
poor
it?
man.
So, pretty simple, and they aren't
It's really not.
saber at all. Only saber of red. You mean the saber that's red or the one that looks like saber?
Yes,
Yes.
you knew it was coming.
She's actually the original Saber's son, and Saber, King Arthur, is her dad. Wait a minute, you literally
okay.
just said that they were all girls. You said it, but how does... Oh, it's basically the same as standard Arthurian legend, except this time King Arthur is given a dick by Merlin,
That edit.
then be forced
Wow.
upon by her wife so she can make a baby, and then out pops Mordred as your standard homunculus rape baby. There's no way.
Wow.
Oh, it's
Yeah, I'll have
If
to
you want
double
learn
check
more
that's
about
true.
Mordred and the servants, then the mobile game Fate Go is a good starting point. Do I dare ask if I should get into Fate Go? Depends.
I'm gonna guess the answer on that is no.
You wish to burn in countless hours to spiral downwards, grinding away in a never-ending cycle to satisfy your love for your Fate waifus that you'll never ever get back? No. You don't want to get into Fate Go. And then of course there's Fate, Caliad, Prisma,
He brought it up. I didn't. I didn't think he would. There you go. Now the true peak Fate right there. So yeah, the video was 10 out of 10. We
which is a magical girl spin-off of the original Fate Stay Night. I don't think I need to watch that. It has lesbian lollies kissing. I think I'll need to watch that.
It's a compelling argument. You can't argue against it.
Spin-off by Studio Ufotable, where basically the cast of Fate Stay Night cook food and stuff, and all of this is all part of the greater Nasu-verse, which to explain... Alright, stop! Okay? Stop.
In this scene, if I was him, I wouldn't even bring up the Natsu verse because the guy's clearly about at his limit.
This is too much. This is a complete clusterfuck. How did this get so out of control? I literally have no idea.
Top tier special effects there. But I guess I just ended a bit abruptly. But hey, we get to see his like chair and everything there, like a good shot of it. But yeah, you do love the high budget, the signs, for instance, which is just like binder paper torn out to to write on. So that's cool. Yeah, I would say that's a pretty good showcase of how complicated the Fate series can be to get into. But as far as where to start, like obviously the visual novel is the way to go. The only counter argument to it, really, well, okay, the main counter argument to it is the fact that it is so long. But just do it. Like visual novels have save and load function. Like you can read bits and pieces of it when you can, right? You will get the best experience there. But the problem of something spoiling something else is kind of like inevitable, right? Like because Fate Zero, I remember that had Gilgamesh in it, which like just seeing Saber and in Gilgamesh in Fate Zero. If you were to watch that first, because it is a prequel, so a lot of people are gonna do that. Right, you see them in Fate Stay Night as well, so it's gonna, without question, affect your enjoyment on that. But it probably wouldn't be the worst spoiler. Like I think the Sakura stuff probably a bit bigger of a deal, but yeah, the whole fandom not being able to agree with itself on where to start, that is so true, because I have had multiple video game series and stuff like that I think to myself, okay, this is stretching back like 20 years or so, several different games on several different consoles with maybe a spin-off here or a remake here. Where do I start if I want to get into this? And so I Google that, go to the first Reddit thread that pops up and try to get an answer. And people that are supposedly big fans of it, that frequent a community of it, you'd think they would have the right answer, and they just contradict each other. So it's so hard almost with any kind of series to really know where to start sometimes if it's more than a few years old. So yeah, the struggle is real with that sort of thing for sure. Fate Go was mentioned in the video as well. When asked whether or not to get into it, the answer was pretty much a no, right? Because yeah, it's gonna be a big time and money sink and all that. And gotchas are always a very it's an abyss that you fall into and you sink further and further into it. So even people that are like into it, deep into it, you ask them, should you get into it too? A lot of the time they will say no, but because like when you're stuck into it, you're invested in it, you got a bunch of characters from limited events, and you spend a bunch of time and money to get this, you feel attached to it, the Stockholm syndrome settles in, like you can't leave, but you don't, unless you're evil, diabolical, you don't necessarily want to see some sweet summer child delve into that same abyss that you're in, right? It's like if you're not in yet, keep it that way. You don't want to be me. It's too late for me. Save yourself, right? Because there's a couple gotcha games I like, or that I play, right? And I can't just quit them, right? That's why usually with a gotcha game, if you're gonna quit after playing it, it's usually within the first couple weeks. Once you play it for a couple years, the amount of people that will quit it go down dramatically. They exist for one reason or another, but definitely pretty low. But I can't remember if I mentioned or not, but I did play a little bit of Fate Go a while ago, and enough to kind of know the basic premise, right? But that was a time where I wasn't much of a mobile phone gamer. I didn't leave the house, so I didn't really have much use for gaming on the phone. But and that kind of a general time frame, I usually quit any kind of gotcha game I started. But I could definitely see it being addictive if you are really into the Fate lore and stuff like that, and want to collect your favorite characters, right? And Fate actually does have a benefit that really lends itself to the whole gacha system because of the nature of the heroes and stuff and the summoning of them. You can kind of like really expand that, not necessarily infinitely, but pretty close, right? Because uh, I play Blue Archive, and it gets new characters that you can play here and there. A lot of time it'll be characters that were like in the story as being regular characters, and eventually they become playable, right? You have to introduce them in some way like that. Whereas with Fate, like you could just have someone like, yeah, this is the hero version of Genghis Khan, and he is now a servant. So just you kind of like pick from any kind of historical figure and just like he's a hero now. So definitely a big advantage that Fate has on that sort of thing, because any gotcha game has to have some kind of contrivance about why you have these characters, right? Whether you're their military commander or you're their builder, or whatever. Every gotcha game is a little bit different in that way. As far as me personally learning something new about the Fate series, there really wasn't much of that. There was some like homunculus baby, talk there about the lore that I had not heard about that. So that's probably like the one new thing I learned, because even stuff that he mentioned that I hadn't seen, I at least have heard of it, like the Heaven Feel movies, or you know, what was the other one, like the Fate Extra stuff. So yeah, not too much more to learn there, but the point of the video was just to showcase how confusing it was to get into it, and yeah, I'd say it did that. I did a fine job of that. So yeah, definitely a solid video overall. Hope you enjoyed my reaction to it, and if there's any other, vaguely anime related videos you want me to react to, feel free to suggest them down in the comment section below, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, bye bye.